All right, welcome back. Hit that like button. Hit that like button as you're coming in. Thank you so much. Hit that like button. There's this story on Instablog Niger too that was posted earlier on today. I thought we should get into that as well. Let's talk about it. I saw this story. Some mother of three. Let me show you. I'll show you. I'll just make show you. Yeah, I'm gonna read to you. Okay. There you go. Boom. I'm gonna read it to you. It says, mother of three reportedly kills her 65 years old husband with a, is that a pestle, like Ondo, like pestle? Is that what that is? I think that's what that is, right? Like mortar and pestle, right? That's what they call them, right? I forgot. I think I'm trying to remember something. With whatever that is, over a minor argument. Okay, a mother of three, Mrs. Taye Lulu Solomon, has reportedly sent her 65-year-old husband, Felix Solomon, to the great beyond using a pestle, in Ondo State. Hey, Ondo is too far. Jesus. According to the state-owned newspaper, the incident occurred at GRA in Ondo Town at the weekend. It was gathered that the couple had been having a lingering crisis, and the woman had threatened to kill him. The son of the deceased, Ikbukun Solomon, who witnessed the incident, said his mother killed his father in his sleep. Jesus Christ. After a minor argument, my mother killed my father with a pestle in my presence and took to her heels. She used the pestle to hit his head when he was asleep, he narrated. Earlier on the fateful day, a minor argument had ensued between them that resulted in a fight. After the fight, my father went to lie on the chair and my mother hit his head with the pestle. He became unconscious in the process and fell down from where he was sleeping. My mother used the pestle to hit my mother's head 3 times and he later died. When my mother saw that my father was already unconscious, she hid the pistol at the back of our house and ran away. Hid at the back of the house, okay? Continues, I alerted some of the residents who rushed my father to the hospital, but he later died. His corpse has been deposited at the morgue. My mother had 3 children for my father, and I'm the last child. It is reported that the deceased was on the floor of the house when the people of the community arrived at the scene and they called the police for help. It was further gathered that the deceased had planned to report the woman to her family before she sent him to his grave. A member of the deceased family said they were making efforts to settle the incessant fight between the couple before tragedy struck. Okay, so they had issues before. The source revealed that was not the first time such face-off would occur between the couple, and family will settle it amicably. There's patterns. There's always patterns. For the most part, okay, there's exception to every rule. There's that situation where you didn't see it coming, but for the most part, there's issues, right? The woman had been threatening to kill her husband whenever they were fighting. Jesus. And the deceased informed us about the threats, but we never knew she would carry out the act. But this time, she took laws into our own hands, and killed our brother for nothing. She must be arrested and prosecuted accordingly. Okay, that's the picture they put up there on the internet. Okay. All right, so what do I have to say? Let me first of all come to the chat. These people, man. Oh. A couple of things came to mind when I saw this, okay? Now, whenever people end up in this kind of predicament, speaking of predicament, we're going to talk about 5 nasty divorce predicaments in a minute, okay? Whenever people find themselves in this kind of place, there's usually patterns. It's been patterns, it's been, But when I saw this, a couple of things came to mind. The primary thing that came to mind is the people that tend to say, our mothers, this will never happen. Is this modern women? I'm like, no, stop the cap. Okay, stop the cap. None of these issues that's happening with marriages and relationships has anything to do with Outside of trying to address the issue from a cultural standpoint, the underlying issue, these issues are everywhere.
Stop the cap.
These issues are everywhere. Okay? It's just they show up differently, they look differently, so you kind of have to understand people's culture and differences before you can help them address the issue. If you're missing certain context, you can't help people. You can't help people. That's why a lot of people also struggle with some of the counseling out there. A lot of people are engaging people that don't really understand their background, their cultural background, their religion, nuances, and context. And then when they leave that one, they go to the extreme. They go to a YouTube channel where somebody is generalizing, right? So these are some of the problems. But the issue, if these people in their old age, if they don't know how to behave in a romantic relationship, so what do you think they taught the people in the next generation, right? They probably, the best they can teach them is that, traditional, just stay if you just do the traditional thing, submit to your husband, and then the husband, the husband doesn't have to do anything because it's the man of the house, right? That's probably the best thing they can share, right? With regards to relationships and romantic relationships especially, right? So it makes, when you see this kind of thing, and by the way, in Nigeria, especially in the third world countries, for everyone like this that makes it to the news, there's about 1,000 ones that doesn't have any coverage, right? Or more, right? That there's no coverage. Okay, so if somebody, we've been hearing that for all our lives since childhood. There are women that and the whole world can see, like, this person is a firecracker. One day they're gonna commit the ultimate, right? So I just want to tell you again, I'm gonna bring it back home. We're getting more intelligent. We're leaving relationships, romantic relationships behind. And if anybody who keeps doing that, they will collect. Okay? We're getting more intelligent in everything else. Okay? And then we're leaving relationships, romantic relationships especially, we're leaving it behind. And we're blaming things like marriage, or the easiest thing to point finger at Western world, we're blaming all those kind of stuff. You collect. Okay? Because that's your shadow. You still want to sleep with people. You still want to have sex. You want to have children. Okay, you don't want to have children, but you will have children by mistake. Okay, you fall on kwekus and bolas by mistake. Okay, and then you collect. So that's crazy. Chia says, my goodness, Pestle for mortar, right? I'm correct, right? Yes, thank you. Yes, crazy. This will traumatize him for the rest of their life. Yeah. Imagine that kind of guy. His own mother, he saw his mother did that, and he can say, like, I've been seeing this coming, and he's saying, my mother did this, right? He's gonna have a hard time, right? He's gonna have a hard time. Yeah. So this is how people's eyes will clear eventually. But yeah, let me move on to the next story so we can cover some more grounds before we get into the main story. I'll be right back.